Hey guys, what's up? Icy Cat here, and today we have the official trailer for the new map, Villa. Let's take a closer look and break down all the information next. Alright, so that was the entire reveal trailer for the new map. It looks really cool. Before we get into that though, let's go over the information that was released on the official developer blog. I'll have the link for this in the comments down below. Here you can see this really cool new artwork that is displayed on this, and it is called Villa. It says Villa was specifically designed to offer a competitive showdown. It sets the stage for diverse gameplay, providing wide staircases, narrow tunnels, and secret hatches. Don't let the decor fool you, the Villa is deadly. Some of its floors are destructible and can fully expose you. Now that is one thing I seem to notice in the trailer, is that there are very definitely some sections of the map that have wooden floors or ceilings that you might be able to get through, but there are also very clearly some other areas that are specifically designed to be non-breachable. There's a lot of brickwork or stonework. They go on to say how the Villa is basically the property of a dangerous crime family known for their smuggling activities, and when they got wind of the fact that Operation Parabellum was going down and the operators were coming to do something about them being there, they left in a hurry, and there was all the intel that was left behind right for the taking. So we open with this sweeping vista shot, giving us a great view of both the main structure and the land surrounding it. You can see where the probable spawn points are going to be, more than likely having one down here by this archway with the cars, maybe starting on the other side of that so that the spawn is protected by the wall. Then off to the side we have sort of a gardeny area, probably going to have another spawn position over there. And then there's probably the last one is going to be centered on the opposite side of the house from where that first one was located, just somewhere in that general area more than likely. If you take a closer look at the structure, you can see that there are a lot of windows and doors here that can be breached. And we're looking at what is essentially a 3-story structure. You can even see on that tower there that on the one side, there's one set of windows there that's really high up that you can kind of get into from above. So it looks like there's a lot of rotation that might be happening in that general area. And there's also this added on 2-story kind of structure here protruding out the side of it, which is sort of a covered area. We'll get a closer look at that in a moment. Another interesting thing to note is up here on the roof, there is at least one skylight. There actually appears to be 2 of them, but this is the only one we get a really clear look at to tell that it seems like you can go down this one, whether you can vault over that or set up a rappel point and go down. This does look to be a possible entry point into the main structure. I'm not sure if you can get into the second skylight or not, but definitely this one it looks like you can. Now we're going to get a view from the back side of the house where we were looking before. So this is actually that 2-story area that was sticking out the side. And you can see, again, we have a lot of entry points. These are archways that look like you can vault through, or we have some windows and doors, especially down in the lower level there, some access points. Very, very cool design overall. This is the spot where I was talking that I think we might see our second spawn position that was kind of more over in the garden area. So this would approach from the side that has that 2-story structure kind of sticking out of the side of the building. We get a few beauty shots of that general area. Looks like there's a lot of broken walls to kind of give you some cover as you approach, as well as this more ornate section. So now we go to our first interior shots, and we've got this very cool kind of a garage thing going on. Interestingly enough, unlike other garages in the game that are somewhat breachable surfaces, but they are completely closed off, these are actually doors that are left open, so you can freely enter into this section. Then we'll move into our next room, and this looks like our first possible objective location. You'll note that the vaulted arch ceilings in here do not offer any way for attackers to breach in. Unless there is an unseen trapdoor in some corner of the room, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to come down on it from above. There's also a lot of things in this room that can be used as cover points, so you can see like the blue locker there on the one side and some rooms that are in the background. Then we'll get a closer view of the actual statues that are in this room. From there, we'll move on to the wine cellar. There's like some giant kegs in here, and thinking that this is just maybe a regular room in the layout of the building. Then we go to some kind of a piano room here with a fireplace, but we're seeing these like warm color palettes kind of continued throughout all of the rooms. Everything has this like reddish brickwork, these nice, rich wood colors, just very warm palettes overall in the map. Then we get a shot of the kitchen area next. This looks like it could also be an objective location. There's definitely a lot of viable cover points in this room, from the main countertops to the overturned table in the room back behind. Also, do note that the ceiling there looks like it might be destructible, so we definitely have some possibilities here for this being an objective location. Then we get a nice shot of an interior stairwell here. This is very fancy looking. We've got lots of great textures going on. The lighting is really cool. This looks like it's going to be a common rotation point. Look at how many different areas we have coming together here, from the doorways on the left and right on the top floor to the open area down below. It just looks like there's a lot of traffic that's going to move through this particular section. Next up, we have some kind of a hallway here with an open archway. From there, we will pan up and then see what looks to be the floor above it. So with this wood floor here, the transition between the two, it looks like we've got a destructible surface there that we can work with from being able to break open that floor or ceiling as needed. Now we'll wrap around this wall here and get a look into this cool room that has some interesting artwork on it as we segue into the next picture. From there, we'll head over to a bedroom area, and this looks like it could be a possible objective location as well. Seems like we have the exterior brick wall there, but the next room is really interesting. We have some kind of a vault here. This isn't so much a panic room, it's definitely more of a vault for protecting things, because as you can see when we transition into the room, we've got like these fine display cases with the weapons in them, and interestingly enough, a sledgehammer that looks a little familiar. After that, we transition over to kind of like a hunting lodge hall area here. What makes this particular area so interesting is that you can see with the archways there that appears to be exterior daylight that's filtering in, and it also looks to be a very narrow area. You can also see some archways directly across from it. So when we were looking at the map before from above, we didn't really see any areas that were like a narrow atrium that kind of extended through from the bottom of the structure to the top where this daylight would be coming in, with the exception of one possible location, and that would be that skylight I was talking about earlier. So it's possible that that skylight may just kind of cover up this like very narrow, skinny atrium area and provide a way for you to be able to rappel into these areas from above. Then we conclude with another aerial beauty shot of the map. Again, you can see that skylight I was just talking about there. The one on the left definitely appears to be open. It seems like we have another one on the right, somewhat occluded by the top of the tower there, and it's kind of hard to tell if that one is open too. The angle that it would seem to be to match the other one would actually be facing away from the camera, so we can't tell for sure. Now, I had initially speculated that this map didn't seem like it was going to be too big based on the one image that we had been given so far, and I did acknowledge that, you definitely can't tell for sure because you don't know how deep the building extends. But now that I've seen more angles of this building from the outside, as well as some of the inside images that we have going on, I can tell that this map actually does seem to be pretty densely packed. We definitely have 3 floors to the main structure. It's unknown whether or not there's like a basement subfloor, so there could even be a 4th floor, as well as the design of the roof there looks like it's at least possible that it could accommodate some kind of an attic area, but that may also be a closed-off area that you can't get into. So there's definitely a ton of stuff packed into this one structure here. It is a lot bigger than I initially thought it would be based on that one image we were given earlier in the week. Overall, the texture design on this map is so cool. I'm just loving the way everything looks. It's just so luxurious and refined, and it definitely has that Mediterranean Italian feel that they're going for. I know they're also trying to hype up the fact that this is like their most competitive map so far, and they will generally tend to say that with every new map that comes out. However, it looks like this one might have the makings to finally be able to do it. A lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Tower. There are some people that are very much fans of that, and there are other people that hate the Tower map. Same thing with Theme Park. There's some people that really like Theme Park and others just cannot stand Theme Park. And so the common consensus is that one of the last fairly competitive maps that we actually had received was back in Operation Velvet Shell with Coastline. So this time when they say it's a competitive map, does that really have a chance of delivering? And I think the answer could be yes. We're going to have to see what the layout is for the map to really be able to know for sure. Now, next week, I'm expecting to get the first teaser trailers that we will have for the new operators. And as soon as that information, as well as any other new info is released, I will of course be covering it here, so please do make sure that you like and subscribe. Also, click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make new content available. You can also follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.